David Hogg got exposed. He got. Now I want to know: was David Hogg there for one of the male swipers or one of the female swipers?
Let's be real with ourselves.
Male.
Yeah, like here's a video. It's only a minute long, and then I'll get Hannah Claire's take and then Luke's take.
Yes,
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
What is a man?
off the record, of course.
Foundational question for me is like, how corrupt is the DNC if so many people knew, or few people knew about Biden? Well, the president of the United States.
I mean, I did.
By the way, David Hogg has no real inside knowledge.
No.
He's just a dork. Like
Isn't he a part of the DNC now? Isn't he?
He already got
Now, but
ousted.
He wasn't during then, like during the
He
Biden
wasn't during
stuff.
this point. Yeah. He wasn't during Biden, and hasn't he already been ousted?
They're working on it. I don't know if the
Yeah.
votes happened yet, but you know
They
they
want him
voted
out.
for too many men, so they have to redo it.
Well, he's a woman though, so it's weird.
The fact of the matter is, the DNC is always going to be like a campaign arm of the president. Ultimately, the bigger issue was like the inner circle that was around Biden. That's it.
And I can't stress you enough.
Like Joe Biden's chief of staff, like had an enormous amount of power.
Joe Biden?
Joe Biden's chief of staff.
That was like an open secret at that point. Like,
Well, that is an open secret. Yeah, everyone knows she was running the auto pen too. Like she was running the auto pen, which is why Hunter got pardoned.
I would avoid him. Like, he was scary.
What was his name?
Anthony Gonzalez.
I've never seen him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's just like a shadowy, like, Wizard of Oz type figure. That's what made
This isn't David Hogg talking, is it?
No, it says Detarian Jones.
Oh yeah,
or someone
Detarian
else.
Jones. He's this black guy with the afro.
him so like.
What?
You see him at the very beginning of the video right there.
Yeah.
That's who's talking.
He was scary.
What was his name?
Anthony Gonzalez.
I've never seen him.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
He's like a shadowy, like, Wizard of Oz type figure. That's what made him so like. I knew how he looked, but I'm like, the general public wouldn't know how this man.
David Hogg said
But
nothing.
He wielded any like.
Another freaking O'Keefe nothing burger?
Is that O'Keefe or is that another group doing this?
It says it's Project
It
Veritas.
says it's
Okay,
Project
Project
Veritas. Yeah.
An enormous amount of power, and I can't stress to you how much power he had at the White House.
Yeah. Oh, David Hogg said nothing. He said
That's
nothing.
so weird.
Why would you?
Video's
Why
on
would you?
him, but
Kidnapping.
That's me.
Oops,
To
sorry.
me, it looked like he was intentionally not saying anything.
Oh, it isn't O'Keefe. It was Project Veritas who shared it. Okay, so I take back my O'Keefe nothing burger slander, but this has nothing to do with David Hogg.
That's so weird.
By the way, shout out Mustang 11. Nothing more American than a Polish man with grass between his toes, early morning sun on his taint while getting a coffee enema, balls full of pee, not plastic, and loving his secret family. Maha. Yeah, that is Luke.
Guys,
What-
stop talking about Luke's secret family. He's trying
Yeah.
to protect them and keep them off the internet.
I met his secret family. We had steak together, actually. A
Allegedly.
very expensive steakhouse that also did not know how to cook steak. That was wild. But what I mean, nothing burger again? What do you make of this, Hannah Claire?
Well, obviously, it's hard to tell because, okay, Project Veritas and James O'Keefe haven't reconciled, right? For some reason, I thought I
Correct.
saw a video of him standing in front of joint James O'Keefe Media and Project Veritas logos, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think he's
I
in
think
the
it-
process of getting it back.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. So now it's not clear to me if he's involved or not. They said stay tuned. It's a teaser, and David Hogg's in the video, obviously, because of where the person is wearing the camera. So maybe
Yeah.
David Hogg says something else later. I don't know.
It's not much
it's
of a teaser. I
interesting.
would have shown him saying something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like what the guy is saying is interesting because I think there are a lot of people in Biden's staff that we don't know the names of because they are like chiefs of staff. They have the ear of someone influential, but we don't. The media doesn't talk about them that often. They're not as flashy, let's say. But in that clip, it seems a little. I don't want to say misleading because I don't totally understand if David Hogg never says anything. But in that case, like that wasn't him talking at all.
No. I mean, the chief of staff revelation, I guess, is something.
Wait, did
in
you
the
play
auto-
this clip? Because it looks like in this clip he is saying something. I just sent it to you in the
Yeah,
private
I got it.
chat. Yeah, David Hogg says this is what Colin Rugg is saying.
This
Joe
is a different
Biden,
clip.
chief of staff, secretly ran the Biden White House.
No,
But
David
he was
Hogg didn't
working
say
under
that.
Joe Biden.
Hold on a
and-
second. Is this Colin Rugg again? Colin Rugg is going to catch a block right now for me if this is that same clip. David Hogg did not say that.
Yeah,
The
but
question for me
see
is like, how corrupt is
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but you see what's his name, David Hogg moving his lips here.
No, he didn't. He's eating a chip.
the DNC
No.
if so many people knew or few people knew about Biden?
Well,
the
20
president
seconds
of
in.
the United States.
I mean, I think the fact of the matter is the DNC is always
And
going
they
to be
say
like
the
a
guy's
campaign
He
What
says
do
the
you
DNC is an extension, but he does not say anything about the chief of
arm
staff.
of the president. Ultimately, the bigger issue was like the inner circle that was around Biden. That's it.
And I can't stress you enough.
Like Joe Biden's chief of staff.
There, that's not him. That is the black guy talking.
Stress you enough.
Like Joe Biden's chief.
I hate Colin Rugg. He's such like, I mean, like, he breaks stuff, but he just like deliberately misleads it. Like, have some integrity.
I mean, this I first like saw the story and I was like, okay, it's not really that massive or big anyway. I mean, it's pretty clear Biden wasn't calling the shots here. Other people around him were. I guess a lot of this is relevant because a lot of people are asking who was running the auto pen.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that is a big. That might be the biggest scandal about
Yeah, and I think
Somebody
that's what we
was.
need subpoenas for. That's what we need people investigated for. That's what we need to ask some serious questions about, because I think there will be legal proceedings around this, and I think a lot of these people are going to be deposed. And I hope we find out what was really going on here, because clearly Biden was dealing with huge medical emergencies and was not there as
Cancer
president of the United
treatment.
States.
Yeah. What do you think this means for? I mean, I definitely want this investigated. I want to know who's running the auto pen, and if the auto pen was used on these 75,000 last second pardons, because that would, I mean, that should nullify those pardons, right? I would think. Can you
Or
nullify
him
a
dropping
pardon?
out. Like, who signed that letter with him dropping out? Right.
Ooh, spicy. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So it's like, hey, maybe he didn't drop out, right?
Yeah, that's spicy.
So there's a lot of questions that I think a lot of Americans have within the Biden administration that I think we deserve answers to, and I think we need a formal investigation here, at least. And they should do it, because guess what? Biden investigated Trump and everything Trump did. Trump
Right.
needs to investigate him with everything he did while he's still alive.
Especially if the first lady's chief of staff was the one who was mostly influential. I mean, talk about not being elected by the American people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the American people obviously have no choice over who the president marries, nor should they. That's private. But her chief of staff is not even congressionally approved. Like it's just whoever she wants to be there. That's
That's a good
kind
point
of
too.
crazy that person would lead the executive branch.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see. I would love to see some of these. I would love to see a much deeper dive into these pardons. I mean, how many pardons did he have? How many pardons did Biden do?
Several hundred, right?
Grok says, kind of slow. 8,064.
Wow.
Yeah, because he pardoned everyone on some level of drug offense at one point. Like
Yep.
he did huge blanket pardons along with like very specific ones.
6,500 of those were categorical pardons.
Mhm.
That was the one. That's what you're talking about. Marijuana
Yeah, that is.
possession
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But still another 2,000 or 1,500 that were seemingly some long list,
Yeah. I think Joe Biden is I think the Joe Biden administration is obviously full of corruption. One of the challenges for the Trump administration, I would think, is that they are so ambitious in all of the things that they are trying to get done, that to then also be like, let's get it together and investigate them. We're never going to get it done at the speed that they want. And frankly, and this is not to be insensitive at all, but it seems clear that Joe Biden's health is on the edge. And if he were to pass away this summer, there's going to be even more of a delay where people are like, you can't investigate
optics.
him while we're in
Yeah,
mourning.
yeah.
That's appropriate. So then we get into the next year, and like it's I wouldn't want this to happen, but I think there are a lot of things that the Biden administration blatantly did beyond the means of their power that will just never get the consequences that we would want.